This is Kendra Cox with Keller Williams Realty Elite and DiscoverWoodward.com. And today we're here with Sarah with Woodward Main Street. And we're going to hear some good information and how she's been a benefit and an asset to our community.
Definitely. Okay, I'm super excited that you're here.
Me too.
So we have these little questionnaires that Eric sends out first. And one of the things that I saw and I went, that cannot be right. It said that you started at Woodward Main Street in January of 2019.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it's only been a year.
It's only been a year,
wild.
but I really thought it was like a lifetime. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, that cannot even be real.
Yeah.
So where did you come from? How did we get you here?
Well, my family relocated from Tulsa, and so we have been in Woodward since 2014. Creed, my youngest little one, was born here, and so I spent some time just kind of getting reacclimated to the area. Was able to be a part of starting a mom's group here in our area, and I met a lot of good people. And from there, it just blossomed into, we were doing a lot of things on Main Street. We were doing dance on Main Street and going to the library. And when I saw the opening for Woodward Main Street, I was like, hey, that sounds like a really fun job. I can still be a mom, and I can do fun things like events and, meet business owners. So it just blossomed into that.
I think the thing that I didn't notice before about the Main Street organization, it's an organization, right?
Yes, we're a nonprofit organization.
So Woodward is part of something big, and this is a national organization?
Yes. So Woodward Main Street is nonprofit, and we are part of OK Main Street, and then from there it's also national. So we have national training, which currently is virtual because of Corona, but we also have state training. So we have a lot of resources that are offered for me, and then I pass those along to our business owners.
Okay. So one of the things that I hadn't noticed before with Main Street, because our Woodward Main Street has had some changes over the course of its lifetime as an organization. Yes. And one of the things I didn't remember before were so many activities. I don't know if that was just my season of life that I wasn't doing anything fun. But man, oh man, you guys, I say you guys because you kind of have a team that you work with. Yes. You are our paid person.
Yes. I am the only paid employee at Woodward Main Street, and so everybody else is volunteers. And I think that's something that maybe a lot of people don't know is that, you see me, but you don't necessarily see all the volunteers that help set up the event or run the event, and all the hours getting ready for that event. So there's truly like a team of people that gets ready for each event, and it's just kind of it's a huge blessing because we wouldn't be able to do it without the people with the same vision to make Main Street, the place to be.
Okay, so the vision is, you just said to make Main Street the place to be.
Yeah.
And you have a real mission statement.
We do. When we first started, we sat down with Rachel Van Horn, and we wanted to make sure that we were always guided in what we did. And so we worked for quite a few hours to determine what our mission would be. And we want to create a unique and vital downtown that enriches the business community. So not just have events for people to come, but we also want our businesses to thrive and more than just survive, because we need a healthy downtown. And of course, our vision is that we want Main Street full of life and every building have a full business, and then just the place to be, whether you're in Woodward or you're outside. We want to be the hub that everybody goes to.
And we love that, of course, because Discover Woodward, we want that as well, because we want for people to understand how amazing our community is, and we want to have these things to provide so that people will come here, stay here, live here. We can't sell a house.
Right, there's nothing attached to it.
Right,
yeah.
So we love our community, and we love what you're doing with our community. Because you really have, you've just jumped in and acted like we are yours. Yeah. We love that.
Well,
thank you.
I've been accepted very well. So
that's terrific.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the activities.
Okay.
So all of these activities really, they're fun and they create an amazing community involvement, but the purpose of them really is to continue to drive business downtown. Is that correct?
Yes. So for a good number of years, there was not a director before me. Okay. And I feel like Main Street just kind of got lost. And so it was forgotten. And so we needed to bring Main Street back to the forefront of the minds of people in Woodward. Because we do have a lot of highway traffic that just comes in and out. And we don't necessarily have a lot of signs that tell you go to Main Street.
Right.
So our board from the very beginning has always been about events and bringing people downtown that would not normally be downtown. Sure. So it was our way to have a fun event, bring people downtown, pull the businesses in so that we can, promote them as well. Right. So it's kind of an all-in-one, this is how we can do that. And so we have grown from that. There are some events that didn't work, and we're like, that was a one and done. But it was fun, and then there are some that we will definitely keep. The
part of me is like, which ones? Was it the ones when it was 100 degrees outside?
And the dogs. It was fabulous. But yeah, and so some of those we believe should have gone or should go to another organization that will benefit more. Maybe it didn't meet our mission.
Right.
But Food Truck Wars is one that's in its second year and it has grown. And then Movies in the Park is in its second year and it has grown. So we can see the ones that are catching on and that we definitely want to keep.
Right.
And then there's some that we just need to tweak and make it a little bit better. So it's a constant change.
I love it, and I mean it's kind of a joke. We knew Friday, Brian and I was like, I have not got anybody to commit to going with me tonight, and I hate to have to go alone. My poor daughter, I had to bribe her.
Aww.
But I love the community events that we have.
It was great.
So Friday was an open mic night, and I love the way you incorporated something so that we had 5 o'clock until what time did you go home? 11?
Well, by the time it was about 11 when I got in bed. Yeah.
So I mean, the whole evening. We cannot say there's not something to do.
Exactly.
The whole evening was packed. So you had some food trucks, and then you had the open mic night, which I just think is fun because I love live music.
Yes, Dakota Davis coordinates that
with Bear Pines Entertainment.
Yes, with Bear Pines Entertainment, and so he is the one that sets up the equipment, and we were able to run our movie from that. So that was great. And food trucks, after the second Food Truck Wars, they have been requested, so it's now a positive thing, and so we added the food trucks. And then we had the free popcorn from Bentec, and it was just from one to the other. It was a free flow. So it did start at 5, and a lot of the businesses were still open. So our intent was that they come downtown early and shop, and then get your dinner and stay for the movie. And overall it was pretty good. And we had double what we had last year. We actually had a lady that came all the way from Owasso.
Oh wow!
So yeah, her daughter lives here, and she's like, you need to come. And so
well, that's super
not Vegas
cool.
or anything, but people are coming into Woodward. So
that's wonderful.
We were excited about that.
Well, it's a cool event. And then the other one that was very memorable this summer were the Food Truck Wars. And I mean, that was really hot.
Yes,
and I saw your family out for that one too. It was smoking hot. But I loved the way that it was orchestrated so that, I mean, it was so easy for me to go up and down Main Street to see the different trucks, but to be able to get to some businesses. Like I was able to pop into Larry Hill's art studio and check out some things.
The art walk as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was very cool. I loved it.
And I think one of the things that we really did to add to that was that this year we partnered with tourism.
Okay.
And then we also had Stevenson. So instead of just one, community organization planning that, we had, we had a group and we had weekly meetings. And then we just had everybody's ideas together. And so, it just works better when you have a bunch of people working together and pushing it out. So I think it's going to continue to grow. So
I think the coolest part of that was what you just said, that was, I mean, again, Discover Woodward community involvement, that Stevenson's agency and Woodward Main Street. There were so many different people that were cooperating to make that event fantastic. And that's what makes this community great.
We have a great community.
Man,
we have a lot of people in our community that will go above and beyond to help. They just need to know what you need. So, just asking is sometimes the key.
All right, so one of the things that you did when you began at Woodward Main Street was to kind of develop some friendship levels, which is, it's a weird term to me, so explain it a little bit, help us understand.
So Woodward Main Street is a nonprofit, and we are a C6, and so there was a little bit of confusion, but we didn't want to use the word members. We felt like that was kind of an overused term. So Bobby Holliday at that time was my co-director, and she researched some of the other main streets, and Friends was a name that popped up. And we just thought, well, that's a fun term, and we want, who doesn't want friends?
Right.
So our levels are based, at the basic level, and then they go up. So each business can decide what tier they want to be in, and then that kind of decides, what their level of what they receive from Main Street. And so it was just an easy way to go, hey, we're just changing this all up, from the website to the Facebook page to the levels. We just kind of came in with fresh eyes. And so far, we've kept all of that, and we just continue to grow and, tweak the things that maybe aren't working and make them a little bit better.
I don't know what level we are, but I consider us BFFs, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah. And so
Brian might just be an acquaintance, but
I'm at the bottom tier. Just enough to get in.
So So another thing that Main Street has committees, and so you guys are part of the Economic Vitality Committee, and so that's really good because we look at what we want Woodward to have, and so we bring that in. And then we have other committees too that are for design and for promotion and for organization. So there's always a chance for somebody to jump on board and be able to help, to grow. Yeah.
Very cool. All right, what do we have coming up?
Well, we just had the
Christmas?
Hocus Pocus. Yes, we just had a meeting about that. But the very next thing is Trick or Treat. So we will have Trick or Treat on Main Street. We do have the go forward to go with that, and it'll be the Thursday before Halloween. And so bring your kiddos out, and we'll have hand sanitizer. We'll have candy and all that stuff. And then we are going to have a Friendsgiving in November.
Oh, fun.
And so it will be a progressive dinner with our friends in Main Street. And so our different businesses, like Polly Just Beyond the Door, and Persimmon Creek, Modern Appliance, they will be having different meals during the time frame of 5 to 7. So you could get like your meatballs or your appetizers and, stroll their business while you're in there to kick off the holiday season. And we have our 3-day shopping extravaganza, which will be Black Friday. Thanksgiving Thursday, Black Friday, Shop Small Saturday, and then Christmas.
So last year's Christmas is like my favorite all time. You had to have been exhausted.
Yes.
You probably did not catch up till after the new year.
I'm getting a golf cart this year. I need to borrow a golf cart.
Okay, so this is how I remember it. So, you guys, Sarah needs a golf cart.
Please.
Like, I want to go with you. It looks like so much fun.
Yes.
Okay, so I remember you had the Christmas parade.
Yes.
And we did that at night, so lights and everything, and then there was a sing-along and the lighting of the tree.
Yes.
And I'm sure there's a fancy name for that.
I think tourism just called it the tree
Okay,
lighting.
great, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have said anything, then I sounded smart. All right, and then the next day we had breakfast with Santa.
Yes.
And then that night was Opening of Crystal Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that really
I mean,
played
it
well
was
together.
a packed out weekend, and it was one. I don't even have littles.
Yeah,
It was wonderful.
fabulous,
I'm
yes.
like looking for people's littles to borrow because it's so much fun. Creed, man, Creed and I could get in so much
I
trouble.
believe it. So because of the Rona, I love the Grinchmas. I want the Grinchmas every year.
So much fun.
But we have to pull back from what we're doing with the children because of the Rona. And so we didn't feel it was safe to do like breakfast with Santa when they're still serving lunches and styrofoam containers at the school. So what we're kind of going to do this year is it's going to be called Come Home to Woodward for an Old-Fashioned Christmas.
Okay.
And so we will have still the parade, and our hope is to have pictures with Santa before that, as long as that's still a go. We'll have that just be on the door. And then it'll just be kind of the parade, and we'll have the elf on the shelf, and then we'll have the pictures with Santa. Awesome. And so it'll be a little smaller this year, but we have to be mindful that it is the sixth season.
I forget, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bummer, but you're right.
So the meeting that we just had was talking about if we're going to invite people to come home to Woodward, we really need our Main Street to look awesome.
Yes.
So we are on the hunt for some reefs. If anybody has large 30-inch reefs that they don't use, we would like to utilize that on our poles and just start to expand what we already have for our Christmas decorations, with budget in mind.
So exciting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there anything I've missed that you want to make sure that everyone understands about Woodward Main Street?
I don't think so. And we talked about we have a volunteer base.
Yes.
So
you've
that's
got great volunteers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I have this picture in my head. I mean, every single event I see Jennifer Thompson with Modern Appliance, and I see
are amazing.
Yes, they are.
And what you don't see a lot of times is Matt setting up beforehand.
That's true.
Picking up. We do have a flag crew, and usually Jason Martin is always part of that, and Larry Hill. And so by the end of the evening, my thought is flags. And so Larry has been a good help with that. We've had Chase Hawley help. There's been a lot there's just a lot of moving parts, and so I never want anybody to think that it's just me, because it's not.
No, it's amazing to see these different business owners
Mm-hmm.
come in and be a part of it, and it is a cool thing to observe.
And I think that's a great thing too, is that our small business owners are part of our community.
Definitely.
And so they want our community to grow. So just, when you're thinking about shopping, make sure and remember them, because they support our community with our community events, with our football, and so we definitely always want to support them.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely. Well, we really, really appreciate you taking some time, because I think you're super busy.
Yeah.
When I think about all your reports and all the different things that you do, I'm like, I would not want your position.
Yeah. Somehow the chaos all flows together.
Well, we appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate
if somebody
you
has
guys.
a question, or if they want to talk to you a little bit more about Friends of Maine, And how would they reach you?
Well, we have our website, which is woodwardmainstreet.net, and they can also email me at svaverka1@gmail, or I'm always open by phone call or text, and my number is 918-629-4931. And our office is located at 1102 Main, which, depending on the day, kind of depends on when I'm there, but always welcome to stop by and say hi.
It's the cutest little building.
It is adorable.
I really wanted to have this
It
there
would be
because
like
it's so
the
cute. I couldn't
Hansel
figure out
and
how to do
Gretel.
it outside.
Yeah, the Hansel and Gretel thing would be so cool.
You mentioned volunteers. So this is a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
So how might somebody become involved, and how might they help if they don't have the time to come and support you at an event? How can I help?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of different ways besides just the time. We would always take monetary donations, and that goes towards beautifying any part of Main Street or also our community events. And then just really helping spread the word too. Like if you know an organization that we could partner with, because that seems to work really well. We've partnered with the Ambucks and we've partnered with the Elks, and so we love being able to be a part of the community. And so if there's a way that we can build and grow our community, that's a good way as well. So, but we do always appreciate spreading the word, and just sharing, all the fun stuff. So
awesome. So community involvement to catch up on what you're doing and what's coming up next for the fun for us to all come in and be a part of. Where do I find that?
We post all of our flyers on the Main Street page, on our Facebook page and our website. So the current stuff is loaded to the website.
Excellent.
And then I also always share that stuff with our chamber and tourism.
Oh, great.
So we do a lot of social media platforms. And then, of course, we try to get flyers out to everybody. And so when it's a community event, we send flyers to all the schools. We also use Sheila Gay at our newspaper, and we use our local radio station. So hopefully we're reaching everybody. And if we haven't, we definitely want to know so that we can work on that.
I find you on the social media outlets, and so I think that's a super handy way to see what's going on, and so I can next time I'll have to prepare a little earlier so I can bribe my daughter better.
It's okay. You can always sit with me.
So thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Well, thank you.